All right, well, who's ready for a show? Then please welcome to the stage your moderator from Popverse. Give it up for Grant!
Wow! Emerald City Comic-Con! How you doing, folks? Oh my goodness, look at this full room. Hello, everyone. I understand you're probably fans of The Mandalorian, but I also want to see if you know any of these other projects that these lovely folks who are just about to come on stage are in. Any Breaking Bad fans in the audience? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe? Is that a thing? Yeah, okay, great. Well, then let's not keep them anymore. Please help me welcome to the stage, Ming-Na Wen. Yeah, oh, come on. Yes, yes. Hello, and we've also got, ready? Giancarlo Esposito in the house! Come on!
Yo, yo! Hey, baby! Wow! Full house!
Huge!
Full house!
Holy
Love
crap.
it! We love it!
Do we sit close to you? What do we do here? Are we far away in the center?
It's in my contract that I have to be far away from talent, so if you want to sit...
okay,
totally
yeah, we'll
up
be
to
in
you.
the middle. How's that?
100%.
We've never sat before, ever.
It's a skill. It's a learned skill. Hey, you two. How's it going?
Hi.
First of all, is this your first Emerald City Comic Con?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know where I am half the time. I know.
Let's say no. Let's say no.
Okay, no, and I'm so happy to be here. I love Seattle. And you guys have been so amazing. And I can't believe you're all out here with the big rain that's outside. You know, I'm from LA, so rain, we stay home.
They're used to rain here, man. They just get inside in another place.
Ah.
Take the trip and get here. What a great crowd. Yeah. Not my first time. I love Seattle. Yeah, baby. Emerald City rocks.
Yes.
This is such an amazing show. This crowd is phenomenal. Ming-Na,
Yes.
let's start with you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
My first question, before you were cast as Fennec Shand, what was kind of your relationship with the Star Wars franchise?
You mean my religion? You know, growing up as one of the very few Asian Americans in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Really? Hey, have you eaten at my parents' restaurant, the Chinatown Inn? So, I'm a restaurant daughter, and it's one of those things where you feel kind of isolated and not fitting in, and somehow Star Wars, just understanding Luke's journey and him having this dream of getting off Tatooine and doing something big with his life, it really reverberated. And there were so many like Asian themes throughout with the Force. You know, for us it's like karma and Buddhism, and I just fell in love with it. And so it became my religion. It really did. I still pray to the Force along with my God and along with a few other things, Buddha. So every time I get on a plane, that's my mantra. Dear God, Buddha, and the Force.
I love it.
Do Funko Pops count as icons then? Do you have like...
Sure, I love Funko Pops.
Well, okay, so it's so cool that you brought up the Luke's kind of story and his like desire to be something bigger, because Giancarlo, Moff Gideon also has this desire to be something bigger, to be something great, but it's a villain arc. It's the opposite side. Talk to me about...
Villain is just a word.
Oh.
I have dreams for your future.
Oh, great.
Because you have something I want.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, I think Moth has like passion
Absolutely.
Ambition.
Absolute ambition,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and it's part of. I mean, that's also part of Luke's journey. I mean, the wonderful thing about this particular franchise is that it allows you to have dreams and pursue them. How you get there is up to your morality and what you believe to be is right and wrong, and what your integrity level is. So you have mirrors of both the hero and the anti-hero in many different characters. And if it bugs you to get there the wrong way, you're not going to take that route. But yes, Moff Gideon, he controls the room, he commands the room. He assume I know everything. And a part of life, if you don't really know it, you go and learn it. And you learn it and you subtly, integrate that into your attitude and who you are. But if you don't know it, what do you do? What do we do these days? We try to act as if, so that we can belong. And a lot of this Star Wars mythology is so very important to how we live our lives if you see it that way. It takes you on a very, very complete journey if you're mindful enough to think it through. And it allows you to have an aspiration, to aspire to something.
Yeah, and I think George Lucas, his real whole theme is about hope. So,
Absolutely.
And for both the hero and the anti-hero, they have hope that their goal and their ambition will come to fruition.
Absolutely.
And I think, that's why so many of us love Star Wars. It speaks to all of us and what our potential can be.
And that's so Shakespearean too, like the.
Oh, listen to him! Yes, yes.
Okay, well, stepping back from the lore for a second and kind of getting into the mechanics of it. Ming, you've played Fennec in live action and in The Bad Batch, the animated series. What is kind of how do you stay consistent with the character, especially because you're working with different directors too, right? I think Bryce Dallas Howard was here, yes.
I love Bryce.
Yes.
Bryce is just the most amazing human being.
So how do you, as the person portraying Fennec, kind of keep that character in line across multiple mediums?
Well, it's interesting. I've never done a character that then gets animated and then do the voice of it. And when Dave approached me about it, he explained that, it's almost like 20 years earlier. And I'm like, oh, so do we see her before she became like Fennec? And he's like, no. I'm like, and then he's shown me some drawings. I'm like, she's wearing the same outfit. Is she poor? For a mercenary? The girl's got nothing in her closet but that one outfit? So, so you kind of got to justify it. And so okay, maybe she's like an Einstein, she only has the one outfit. But as far as approaching the character, for her to be younger, it's almost like just understanding how she became such a mercenary and such a badass assassin, and how she figures out a way to survive as a single woman, and then I just go from there, And then they have such amazing stories for me to just lean on.
Where did that understanding kind of click for you?
Being in this business as an Asian woman, it's a tough call of duty, really. You really have to believe in yourself, and you really have to survive, and you have to maneuver, and you have to negotiate and manipulate and gain skills, and right, Sean? We both. It's not an easy business to be in as an actor. You really have to love it and hone in your skills.
And hope?
Always hope. I'm always hoping for the next job.
Okay, so heading back into the story, Giancarlo, the last time we saw Gideon, he was less than alive.
But you didn't see him die.
True.
Was there, and I'm not asking about any future projects, I promise, but was there anything from that character that you didn't get to explore that if they
called you up, you would hope to explore?
Yeah, you know, we as actors, you asked such a great question about directors who are different from episode to episode. So as an actor, when you are in the continuum of what you're creating from what they have created and written for you, you sort of put your touch on it. You bring your blood, sweat, and tears, but you also bring all of your subconscious to the character. So when a director comes in, hopefully they're in line with and have seen intimately what you're doing and where you're going to guide you. And if they haven't, you gracefully get them on the ride with you because you have thoughts that maybe they haven't been privy to. So but that was such a wonderful question. I wanted to address how you modulate, undulate, allow your performance to grow personally beyond words. Because much of what we do is beyond words, right? It's a feeling. And so, yes, the answer to your second question is yes. With each character I play, and I think for any actor or actress, we have created a world that lives way beyond what they have written. So in your mind's eye, you've played out a lifetime, right? We're living, we have a background, each person in this room. We have a history with our families and friends, much of which, if it went into a movie, you wouldn't see or know about. But we know it because we've lived it. And so we as actors have to bring all of that history to what we do without it existing in the dialogue in this conversation right now. So yes, so many characters besides Moff Gideon, but specifically and especially with Moff, there's a lot that I haven't experienced or explored because I haven't been in more than one franchise other than Mandalorian. And I feel as if Moff has such a very deep and lengthy background because he's connected to all of the other Moffs, right? So that was, sort of my homework in the Star Wars world to really look at the other Grand Moffs and to see what the vision was from Lucas with those characters, to see what might have not been explored and what I could bring in terms of my performance to give the creators an idea of how to extend this Moff Gideon.
We have a big applause thing that lights up in the back.
Is that what's happening there? Oh, I didn't know.
Well, kind of jumping off that, and this is a question for both of you. So you're, like you said, you're living these characters' lives along with them. You're building all that up. You're feeling all of that on set, and then you also have to go home. I mean, after.
And then they kill you.
Well, yeah. But after a day,
They
on
almost
set-
tried to kill me.
Thank God they didn't.
That's right.
How do you step back?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, do we? Do we really? It depends. It depends on the day. Not that we're crazy or schizophrenic or anything, but
Speak for yourself.
But yeah, you play these characters, and that's the weird thing. When I come to these wonderful conventions and I get to meet the fans, and you really feel the impact of what you've done as an actor in storytelling. Yesterday, my tally was I had 11 people cry in front of me, and I love it. I made 11 people cry in front of me.
That's awesome. How many people have you made cry?
It's so moving for me. I joke about it, but it's so moving for me because I feel like that's my job, is to try to entertain you. But if through that storytelling, I was able to make such a deep connection with people, that is my gift that you give to me. And it's a nice reminder of why I love what I do. It's making those human connections and either inspiring or affecting positively another person's life. Because, I play a doctor, but I don't save lives, for real, I save China, but that's, neither here nor there.
Very much here. Very much here.
But it's one of those things that it doesn't leave my DNA, because I have given birth to these characters, and they do become a part of me. So when you say, when I go home, a lot of times I'll be driving home, and I feel like so many actors do this. I'm running those lines in my head, like, oh, I should have said it that way, or oh, damn it, she was feeling this or thinking that. So I am still bringing some of it home.
It's not so easy to always let it go because many of us as actors and actresses are drill sergeants. We're very very critical of ourselves, wanting to please an audience that of many different kinds of people from many different backgrounds, wanting to do the best we can. And so the character does stick with you. I've learned to have different practices that can allow me to relax again into who I am. Because after all, I can't walk around and be Moff Gideon every day and order people around.
I've seen you in a cape.
And get
off
my way.
stage.
So over the years, you learn to let go with ease for a period of time until you have to come back and revisit that kind of feeling again. And again, we do many episodes, and then we take breaks, and then we have to come back and do it in a whole new way with a whole new script. So you allow yourself to recover and look at things in a different way. And in terms of coming to cons, I mean, I know for our audiences, especially in the Star Wars franchise, in this world, many of you watch the films over and over again. So I get so many people coming to my line and say, I've just watched it last night. And so you're living it in a way that we have lived it, but we may be on to, Ming's doing a movie somewhere else, I'm doing a movie somewhere else. And so you're coming back to us with fresh eyes of what we've just done. And it's really an honor. It's wonderful to be in this position because I believe that in Comic-Cons, it's a celebration. Right? I believe that most people who come here are in wonder, enchantment, and joy over and exaltation of this franchise that they love so much that may have changed their lives. And so I'm always very, astute and compassionate with people who come up because it means so much to all of you. And what you need to know is that it also means so much to us, truly. So thank you.
You're going to make 12 people cry.
I had 3 people come.
Okay, great.
Not at 11, but I
right.
had 3. Not bad for a Moff Gideon.
Criers
It's
line
not
up
a
for Giancarlo. Okay, fantastic. Well, obviously, this the Star Wars world, like you were just talking about, is so big in terms of cast. So many people have touched this. Giancarlo, the next question I had for you was, I read that the first person you called once you got the role was Samuel L. Jackson. What was his reaction?
You just got to go out there and do it. Like, fuck it, just do it.
Yeah.
Oh man! I mean, I love Samuel L. and it's such an honor to have the dark saber. And of course, I want to share my excitement, but I want to know if you have any tips for me. And that was his answer.
So good though. It
did. It was
it
so
just kind
right.
of wakes you up, like, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Just
Exactly.
do my job.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, don't overthink it. But he convinced George to give him the purple lightsaber. That's what he told me. Yeah,
Wow.
because he guest starred on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all I wanted to do was ask him about being in Star Wars and being a Jedi, right? And because George was like, no purple lightsabers, no. And he can convince anyone.
Convince anyone.
Yeah. So he got his purple
And
lightsaber.
it worked.
It's so good, yeah. It's his.
Now it's a staple of the franchise. It's all thanks to him. Yeah. Okay, well, I do want to talk about other projects besides Star Wars and The Mandalorian and stuff. But first, before we move beyond that, this summer, there is going to be a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And I'm, again, I'm not asking for confirmation or spoilers or anything like that, but what is...
You are.
Well...
You're
I'm
trying.
yeah, but I'm being sneaky about it, so it's fine.
Are you really?
No. What is something that you kind of hope to see from that story on the big screen?
Me.
There were so many clones of you. How many clones of you were there?
We got a lot of opportunities, baby.
Yeah, it's true. I think, it's really about that relationship, like furthering the father-son sort of relationship and their love. And I'm just excited to see it on a big screen. I can't wait.
Yeah, I want to see the relationship deepen in terms of responsibility. It's an interesting relationship that they have. At a certain point, Mando feels like he can drop this kid off somewhere, please. And being a father of 4 really wonderful daughters, I really feel like there's such a very deep connection between family and between me and my children. And I never considered dropping them off anywhere.
Really?
No, I really haven't. It's really interesting. I mean, there was a moment in time when I was divorced and the family was breaking apart, so to speak, and I was sad that I would never wake up in the same home with my kids, and all these feelings were coming up that I thought, okay, fuck it, I'm out of here. But it didn't work. As much as I wanted to tell myself that to protect my own feelings, that what if they didn't want to be around me? What if they didn't crave a relationship with their father? All these what ifs. And I thought if I'm just myself and I extend myself on a loving level of a really caring father and I'm not pretending and not acting, that they would feel that. And so I have now this very, very deep relationship with all of my girls without the phone, without having to, it's sort of like a telepathic, vibrational signal that we all have. Like I'll call a daughter and say, hey, how are you? I'm getting the feeling. And they say to me, how did you know? And I said, well, I'm your father, and we're really close on a whole other level that I knew. I'll go to FedEx and I'll send the daughter $1,000 in cash. And she'll call me and she'll go, oh my God, how did you know I was down to my last dollar? I said, you just know. So it's a vibration that if you're in tune to, is my point, you will be able to connect on that level without having to make the phone call. You'll just know because you're thinking about someone. They live in your consciousness as you do in theirs. So for me in the film, because of my relationship with my father, which was decent but not great, I had to wind up understanding him without him really understanding me. I'm hoping for a real relationship with Mando and Grogu. That we will understand from the film that even someone who's not your child, you could also be the warden of. You could also be the partner of. You could also be the mentor of. That is also your responsibility. Because we're in a world today that, we have to, well, it would be nice if we would take responsibility for each other.
Yeah.
See, that's what's missing right now.
Yeah.
Right?
And the beautiful thing is, like, our children teach us so much, right? And I think Grogu is teaching Mando so many lessons, right? About having those responsibilities, about not being a loner, about caring in that paternal way. And I know my children have taught me patience, have taught me to love deeper. And even though there was a time when I wanted to drop my child off because she was 13 years old with a dark cloud over her every day. Oh, Michaela, you want some breakfast? No! That's when I was looking at boarding schools. Like I understood what boarding schools was all about. But it's a wonderful sort of new take on the Star Wars genre because it was always about family, whether you pick them up along the way, between Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, or whether you find it in this kind of situation. and we can all relate to family themes because that is one of the most important thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my God. These answers, folks. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So really quickly, I did want to just touch on the fact that you are both Marvel alumni. Real quick, Ming. Matilda May has this.
Matilda? Melinda.
Oh my goodness.
Matilda's
This is my last panel ever, folks.
Matilda's my twin sister.
Melinda May, gosh, has this tragic backstory that we don't know about until season 2. And I read that you didn't know about that as well until you got the script, right? Was there anything else that you were kind of like kept in the dark about until you got to set or until you got the script?
Yeah, it's interesting when you're working on a series because I think for them, I don't know how long ago they knew about it, but they sometimes extract information or things from the actors as well, and it inspires the writers to come up with things for that particular role. And so it's an ongoing collaboration between us. And yeah, there was no mention whatsoever about Bahrain until we touched on the subject and what made her who she was. And so that made me have to like sort of recalibrate and think even deeper about the pain that she suffered and the guilt that she felt and why she shut down as much. And even like the whole husband thing, you know, that was not something that I knew about beforehand either. So yeah, it's an interesting process. It's almost like reading a novel and you're waiting for the next chapter and you're waiting for the next chapter and you don't quite know what's coming. So it's a very fluid sort of creation of a character.
Giancarlo, so you were in Captain America: Brave New World, and we were talking earlier about these roles. What you said, being in your DNA. I love that so much. When does Sidewinder kind of come back to you? Like, when does that character occur to you? Like today?
When does it occur to me today?
Like if these are roles that you're thinking about that are coming back to you at random points in the day, like we were talking about,
I see
how
what
does
you're saying.
Sidewinder kind of come
Yeah,
back?
I mean, again, it's another project where I was thrown in at the last minute. They were in reshoots trying to retool the original movie that didn't quite work for them. It wasn't quite complete. And so they called me, and my imagination, of course, went to research Seth Volker, who is this human being who was extremely smart, was a mechanical engineer, a guy who was a creator in his brain, and how would that lend to the character that they were proposing for me as Sidewinder. And I was fascinated by his powers, that he had the ability, he had a cape, which I also love. You know how I love capes, baby.
I know you love capes.
So I had a vision of what it could be. The head of the Serpent Society at one point, the rogue who then gets put out or bought out or pushed aside. So all of those thoughts came to me. And then the first thing I had to do was go down for 4 days and do all this physical training. And thank goodness I have had some experience in that arena. So it cut that time period down. And that their idea was that he was more of a mercenary leader of an army at a certain point. But I wanted to carry all of that backstory of who Seth Volker really was with me. So therefore, in the costume alley, in the fitting, I had a coat that I wanted to be a little oversized. I wanted orange or red on the inside of the coat because it resembled Sidewinder's look in his costume, so that they had the ability down the road, if it were to be continued, to have him morph into something else. They had been down that road with the movie. You know, they had been in this world of a surreal costume, makeup world. and they wanted to make it, to try to bring it into a more of a realistic world. So I made small adjustments and referrals to what I thought the character was. When I think about him now, I think that I would have the ability to live in both those words with the right script, right? To envision the world of the Serpent Society, which was completely taken out of Cap 4. Like there were evidently, I never saw a script, guys, ever. I saw sides that I had to look at and learn for what I was doing. I wasn't told about what went before because they were cutting a lot of stuff out. There was very little information, which in one way could be a curse, but the blessing of it is that it could allow my imagination to soar and make it what I wanted, and envision it for the future the way I would see it. And so, in a way, it was a whirlwind process that was really a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Okay, so I do have 2 more questions, one for each of you. But then we are going to turn it over to our audience questions. I believe you've been briefed on the microphone situation, yes? They are right there and right there. So while I am asking these questions, if you could line up right in the aisles there like some folks are already doing. Oh, look, you're pros. And we'll get to those in just a second. But first, besides all of your incredible live-action work, you both have done some vocal stuff, iconic vocal stuff. The first question I had about that, Ming, we just got done with the Critical Role panel. A couple folks were up here for that, and you joined the Critical Role family for the Mighty Nein series.
Who watches Mighty Nein? Critical Role. Yes, yes. I play Dairon.
What elements of your other characters, and let's just go ahead and say your animated characters, went into your Mighty Nein role?
Oof. I mean, again, she's just this sort of like really badass, and she has a mentorship kind of persona, and kind of take no prisoner, no BS from anyone, and so I'm familiar with that. You know, I've done it in many of my other roles, and I'm very comfortable and familiar with it. And so for me, it was really a matter of creating something that could be a little bit different from what normally is sort of my throwaway personality with some of these other characters that I play. And so for her, it was genuinely wanting to teach, but at the same time not be overbearing. Like, she wants to be able to trust that her disciples will be able to handle the situations and not helicopter them. So, yeah.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic. Okay, and then this will be the last one, then I promise it's all you. Giancarlo, I wrote this question for me. You voiced one of my absolute favorite Disney villains, the Phantom Blot. I have loved that character forever and forever. The show, DuckTales ended, what was season 4? I'm forgetting right now. I should have written that down.
I think it was season 4, yeah.
Okay, season 4. Was there ever a plot to do more with the Phantom Blot had that not been canceled?
I wish there were, you know. I think that character's really interesting, dark, mysterious, and very different than anything we've ever seen before. But I don't think that it was on their agenda to make that a primary character. And so they asked me to do it. They asked me to do them a favor. And I decided to do it because I was interested and engaged, and it might deepen my understanding of that world. Again, you know, something else I hoped for was that the possibility of more would happen. I love working on the mic, And for me, it gives me a chance to explore a world that I've never known, seen, or could imagine before. And sometimes when we do that work, it's to film that we can see, and sometimes it's not. When I did Faraday, it was a character that was completely a Japanese anime, and they hadn't translated it. So they showed me Edge Runners. They showed me all of it in Japanese, and I'm looking at the English, and I had to work with them to fit it in. And so it's a very different cultural experience to see it on the screen, scene to scene, in another language. And then to take that with no other English surrounding it and have it be in English as it all would be then done. So that takes a lot of imagination and a lot of skill. And to bring yourself to whatever you do, even if you're a hired hand, is really important, because that's your inner spirit speaking to you, guiding you, telling you, offering you, suggesting to you to what it is right to do. And so if I could say anything about that process, it's, should I speak up? Should I say anything when someone is giving you a directive? And I would just simply say, could you play that back again? And I'd realize there's not enough room in what your animated character is saying for me to get all this in. May I suggest taking this out and making the line more succinct? Same thing in life. When you hear that voice that tells you, maybe it's this, well, it is that. Because your gut is speaking to you, saying, this will work, or at least try this. And so for me, it's one of my favorite things to do, to be on the mic, and I love doing that, and I hope I answered your question.
You both have answered these questions better than I could have ever hoped. And these people are probably going to ask better questions than I could have ever written. So I think we're starting over here. Yes?
I think we should give Grant here an applause
No,
for being a wonderful... he's really putting himself down, and you need to stop doing that.
Oh.
So, yes.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Although the Matilda thing will haunt me for the rest of my life.
No.
Thank you. That seriously.
Yes, I
that
will.
means-
I will beat you up after.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No. You
Then
can
you'll
make
feel better.
corrections. Why don't you just ask the question again?
That is so true.
We can
right now,
re-edit.
allow us.
Take two. Hold on.
Ask the
Hold on.
question again.
All right, excellent. We'll make it so fast. Melinda May had a secret background that wasn't revealed until season 2. From what I've read, you didn't know until you got the script. How did that affect you?
Yeah, good job.
And then we'll just play that back.
Right on.
You'll all.
There we go, baby.
Okay, thank you both so much for that. Over here.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Good voice.
Thanks.
Speaking of voices.
I'm Richard from Brooklyn, and I'm excited to have you both here.
Hi, Richard from Brooklyn.
Hi, Ming-Na. I had a question. I would love to hear your favorite experience, both from filming The Mandalorian, but also for each individually, Giancarlo from Breaking Bad and Ming-Na from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow. Okay. Quick answers. My favorite moment was stepping onto the set for the very first time in full costume as Fennec Shand, and seeing a rock and some sand, and going, "This is it." And I was like, "Okay, it's like 99-seat theater time here." And then they turned on the volume, which is the first time I ever experienced the LED screens soundstage, and I was on Tatooine. I was transformed with the binary sunset onto Tatooine, and I will never forget that moment. It just fulfilled every childhood dream of mine of being in a Star Wars project. So that was my favorite moment on The Mandalorian. Yeah, I wish everyone has one of those moments where you're suddenly living your childhood fantasy. I have others, but we won't talk about that. There's children in the room. Anyway, and then I'll finish with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's truly the pilot episode when I got to meet the cast and we got to work on a series that lasted 7 years. So it was quite the gift. And I'm so thankful for all of you for loving the series in its ongoing life on Disney Plus. It's wonderful to have it live on.
Pretty awesome. For me, it was having the Darksaber in my hand in this round submarine-like tube with wings called the TIE Fighter. And even though I had crashed, it was an amazing moment to cut my way out of that TIE Fighter, to kick that hatch open, and to step out, baby. Woo!
In your cape.
In my cape. I mean, you know, in this particular franchise, you get a chance to be a kid again. Yeah. And to live out moments that you would never live out in real time in real life. So that was a real adrenaline rush. To feel it, not even to realize how it's going to look when I do it. Pretty amazing. And in you asked me about Breaking Bad. So many moments in that particular show that I really loved and adored, but they're hero moments that you never really normally get in television, and sometimes only in film. And I've had many, many moments that surround fire. And I love it because now my girls, they're at that age where they go, "Oh, Papa, that coat is fire." "Oh, Papa, you're fire." And so now it's a term that's used so wonderfully. But it had to be the scene when Los Pollos Hermanos, when Gus engineers the burning down of his own chicken restaurant. And, you know, he places the chicken on a plate and the oil, you all saw that. And it was just so well done. And he's walking away from it all to his car, and the place blows up behind him. Now, that to me is an amazing moment. And I love terrific set pieces like that, and they make you feel like you're living in a different world. And I think that's part of why we do what we do, is because we get a chance to live out these incredible experiences that we would never have, that adrenalized feeling and that moment that we know is going to live on forever because you're going to be watching.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Next question we've got over here.
Hello, I'm Mark from the Seattle area, and I've enjoyed watching both of your work for many years. This is a question for both of you. Ming-Na, you portrayed amazing heroes, and Giancarlo, you portrayed brilliant villains. Ming-Na, what kind of villainous character would you like to play? And Giancarlo, what kind of hero role would you like to play?
Well, I am currently, I just got cast as Hera. For Percy Jackson, and I'm so excited because I think that is the ultimate villain role. But I'm going to give her some heart. I have to. But yes, I'm very excited about playing her.
For me, we have such a great imagery of what a hero is, and equally so how dark a villain can be. And I'm convinced that that many villains are really fallen heroes or anti-heroes whose dreams didn't come true. And so if I could tell you anything, it's that you are the commander of your ship, that you as human beings have every possibility available to you. And if it's not available, you make it available, because you are the skipper and you can have all of your dreams come true. It's a matter of going after them and putting in the sacrifice and the commitment and the dedication it takes to get them. And if you're willing to work for that, all your dreams come true. For me, and I say that because the hero I want to play is the hero that's in each and every one of you. The everyman, the everywoman who allows this country to move forward. The men and women who protect our country in our armed forces, the men and women who have integrity and who are in service to each other, the people who have what they might think of as menial jobs, but jobs that allow me to be able to go and make my appointments at the other side of the world, to be able to do my uplifting entertainment. Those are the heroes that I see every day. And so I did a show on AMC originally, which is now on Netflix, called Parish. It's about an everyman who happens to be up against it And so many people in our world today are up against it. They have families they care for and love. They're not able to make ends meet. They're working 2 and 3 jobs. Those of us are those are heroes. And so I look to play you. And you and you and you.
Thank you so much.
Giancarlo, I think you need to run for president.
Yes! Yes! It started
Please.
here. It starts
That's right.
here.
It starts here.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
I'm going to be your campaign manager.
Thank
Yes,
you. Yeah,
starts
I would
here.
love that.
Yes, you would be so good.
Wow. Follow that up. Over here.
Hello, my name's David from Olympia, Washington. My question is, if they were going to reboot the Holy Trilogy, Star Wars, the first 3 movies, and any role you could have, of course, excluding your roles that you've already had in Star Wars, what would you pick? And real quick from Moff Gideon, when the X-Wing was coming in, did you know that was Luke Skywalker? Thank you.
I heard the rumble, so I knew I was in trouble, baby.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
I was so surprised that, like, I think I was one of the few people that knew that it would be Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
You have to realize they didn't tell us anything.
They didn't. Yeah, they faked it all out. It wasn't in the script. You know, it was a platoon, I believe, in the script.
Yes.
It was a green R2D2. But when I saw the glove, and I'm like, that's Luke Skywalker.
Come on, guys.
That's Luke Skywalker.
You know who's coming, baby.
And I asked John and Dave, and they were like, no, what are you talking about? That's not. I'm like, come on, guys. But that's how far they kept it. They wouldn't tell us. Yeah.
I was like, what do you think? We're stupid, man?
Exactly.
Give it up.
Yeah.
And for me, it would have been Luke Skywalker because for me, again, Grant mentioned it earlier, that that is the character that that envisioned himself in a larger world and had a larger contribution to give.
Yeah.
And to me, being a young man who grew up poor to an entertaining family, who struggled for everything I ever got, and who it was instilled in me that you had to do it yourself, I never lost hope and I never lost sight of the dream. And then I also was able to pick something else up, that I was not alone, that we're all in this together. And so therefore my integrity and my service to other people came about. And so for me, I see that, and I was inspired by Luke Skywalker.
Yes. And of course, I mean, it's such a simple answer. I would have been Princess Leia because she is the queen. Woo! Carrie Fisher.
Yes,
Love
indeed.
you forever.
Thank you.
Amazing. Next question is over here, I believe.
Hello there, my name is Ethan. Obviously, you guys have had some amazing careers, and I was wondering if you guys had any particular favorite set pieces or props that you've used.
I have a Los Pollos Hermanos cup. And I have many, many, many box cutters because I have to protect myself.
That we got to keep or that we used?
I guess just used.
I got to use this Asgardian staff, and that was really cool. That I got to use. I wielded pretty badass wielding it. Yeah, there were so many good props. I mean, the only thing is I am jealous of your Darksaber because I would have loved to have wielded a lightsaber of my own. Yeah, maybe one day.
Darksaber is badass.
I know it is. So jealous.
Great question. I believe we're over here now. Hello.
Yes, hi, I'm Jennifer. For Giancarlo, in all of your roles you play, you have this calm in the midst of chaos. Is that something that comes to you naturally in your own life when things are insane and you're just calm? And is that something you have to get in character for?
It's something that I think about because it's something I think about a lot because it's something that I'm not. So, you know, so in those moments I yearn to have more of that, to be more thoughtful. But it occurred to me a while back, maybe sometime in the early, well, actually before Breaking Bad, that we in our business, we call action, and somebody screams it. and it's so jarring, and it's just so takes you out of anything that you're doing. But that's the cry to action. And I worked with a director named Ken Kwapis on a little failed pilot many years ago, and he would say, "Let's begin," or "Whenever you're ready." And I thought it to be a much more gentle way to enter any scene, no matter what it is, because you're not snapping someone out of their particular attention in their run-up to what they're going to do, because we're already in our brain ready to go. And it allows them to come from a more organic place than a place where you're squeezing it out of you. So, you like that, huh?
Yes, with butt cheeks tight together. It's like, oh! I know. It's so true. There's so much chaos that happens right before a scene happens, you know, lighting guy doing this, flags being moved around, and camera resetting.
People in your face.
Yeah, people in your face.
Straightening your clothes.
And you're standing there like, okay, like, you know, like a
Go away!
It's so crazy. It really is. And
Crazy.
And you just have, it is chaos before we center ourselves. And that's true, that action. And then you just go. It's such a bizarre
People
process.
are sticking cotton wads and puff things in your face without asking. They just walk right up and touch your hair, and you're trying to get into your scene, and you're like, oh, you try to ignore them and just be stoic. It's just, so it comes from all of that, to center myself, to be really calm, and I bring that into the scene, and it's helped me in my personal life.
Yeah, that's a good.
Thank you both. Thank
You're welcome.
you.
Yeah.
That was great. Amazing.
So
Okay.
crazy.
Moving over here, Superboy.
Hi, I'm AJ. I'm here from Seattle, and I was wondering, because I just finished a rewatch of both Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Boys, how do you think Melinda May would fare in that world, and would she team up with Stan Edgar or Billy Butcher?
I know, right? I love The Boys, man. Oh, I was so upset that I didn't get to be in an episode. I would fare so well. I would really I would mess them up. But you know, it's so cute because they did do a little homage to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Karen, the actress, wore the silver dress that Melinda May wore during her fight with herself. Like, I had to fight myself in a sparkly disco silver dress and lingerie. And so they did that, and I thought that was like a cute little homage to Melinda May. Yeah. The Boys. So good. One franchise I didn't get to do. Damn it.
I would have loved to have you. But you never know what happens. I mean, we have Gen V still going. And, of course, it's a show that has its 5th season coming up very soon. So we hope that you all get a chance to watch.
Yeah, so good. Such a good series.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Joshua. I'm local. And I'm actually asking for my wife, who couldn't be here today. But she's Korean. She's an actor. Ming-Na, you've been one of her idols since, when you and Lea Salonga were in Mulan, she's like, we got to go. So owning that I'm a white dude, I'm asking for her. Could you talk a little bit, both of you, about representation and how that has come in the industry, where it still needs to go, both in front of the camera and behind the camera?
I don't think we have enough time for this question. You know, it's wonderful and a positive effect of me and so many of my castmates from the Joy Luck Club and the thank you, and the parents the moms that played in that film and how they've paved the way, that I'm seeing so many more Asian talents out there and so many stories that incorporate our culture and our world, because there's so many. You know, it's not just like one culture. We've got Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, you know, the Indians, the list goes on. And for me as a mom with Asian American kids, it gives them like a sense of confidence that I didn't have, you know, that I still don't have a lot of times. It's an ongoing process, But like whenever I see, Demon Hunters like winning all these awards and K-pops and C-pop like owning the world, I get for the very first time in a while to really go, damn, I love being Asian, I love it. Yeah, that it's a beautiful thing. And if she wants to be an actress and your wife she has to believe in herself. She has to trust that it could be a tough process, for sure. And she just needs to, with every rejection, it's another lesson to push forward. And it's another lesson to give her more desire and more passion to want to do it, rather than feeling like, oh, maybe I should just give up. Yeah. Because, for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to prove to you that I deserve to be here. Yeah.
I think things change when we change. When we, as a collective society, start to expand our taste and view. And certainly with all the streaming that's happening now, and with all the films that come out and you can watch them on your phone or any way you wish, if we have a desire to understand someone from the Pacific Northwest who's Asian, someone from the Pacific Northwest who's not, someone who's Haida, someone who's Spanish, someone who's a mixture of both, someone who's from the other side of the world with a story that's similar to ours that we can relate to, that's when we all change. So then we start to pay attention to stories that are different from our own story. We start to have the ability to honor those stories because we see similarities within our story. And so the business is changing because of that. Also because we're growing up, right? We're growing up as human beings. We're growing up in our humanity toward each other on some fronts. On other fronts, we're relying on the old antiquated way of conquering each other, right? Which is old and it's over. Although we keep trying to revive it and we keep thinking that's going to do us some good, but it's not. What will do us good is to understand our similarities and connections and understand how to agree to disagree and to allow people to be and to move forward as one without thinking that arms and guns and death and murder and deception and lies is going to change the world, because it's not.
President Esposito! President Esposito! Yes!
Rock the vote, people! Rock the vote!
Yes! Damn.
Okay.
But it's so true. It's like, can't we just love each other and learn from each other's culture and become even more enriched and more just fulfilled, right? There's so much. And the food. I mean, come on. The food alone. You can't just have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, all right? And mac and cheese. So, yes. Be enriched by everyone's differences.
Absolutely. And truly, I cannot think of a better place to end this panel. Ming, Giancarlo, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, come on, folks.
We love you, Seattle!
Seattle! Yes! We love you guys.
One more time, Emerald City Comic Con makes a noise for these folks.